Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, May 26th. My name is Daniel Popovsky, and this is our special correspondent, Byron Pinson, and welcome to Van City Sports Talk. On today's show, Steve Yzerman gets a new gig, the Phoenix Suns come back to tie up the NBA's Western Conference Finals 2-2. We talk about the Halak versus Price scandal, or debate, in Montreal, and where will Roy Oswald end up. So, to start things off, Steve Yzerman yesterday got introduced as the new general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, he's a proven winner, but do you think this is a good fit for him in Tampa Bay, Byron?
Well, I mean, he architected the gold medal winning team for these past Olympics. I think, though, yes, he does lack experience, but he more than makes up for it for his reputation around the league and his player relations. So I think definitely Tampa Bay is in the right direction with this.
Yeah, I think the Tampa Bay Lightning were really in disarray the last couple of years, especially in management. I mean, they were all up in the air. Things were an absolute mess. Yeah. And what Steve Yzerman brings is pretty much just a stabilizing factor. I mean, he spent 27 years in the Detroit Red Wings organization, ever since he got drafted in 1983, as a player up until 2005, and then, you know, in management, working with the management team there. So he's gained a lot of experience there. He knows what a winning organization needs.
For sure.
And I think he's going to bring that experience to the Lightning. And again, a great experience with Team Canada this year. He really built a winning team, unlike Mark Messier in the World Hockey Championship, which I think was an absolute fail.
I think that's another debate for now.
Yeah, we'll leave that. We did that in an earlier segment. And also, one thing I like to point out, which I think is interesting, is that don't you think that it's a little ironic because seems to be a little bit of tension there, because Yzerman did not select either of Stamkos, LeCavalier, or Marty St. Louis for Canada's roster in the Olympics. So how do you think that will basically ball out?
Well, I do think that there is something there between Vinny and Yzerman. I mean, there have been rumors circulating around the media that Yzerman just simply does not like how Vinny carries himself as a player and as a person. With Stamkos, I think he's
Stamkos is staying. He's the
for sure. He's just a dynamic player, and you don't trade players like that.
You don't give up on a 50-goal scorer in his second year who seems to be like the sky's the limit for that guy.
Oh, for sure. And with St. Louis, I think it all depends on what direction Yzerman decides to take. I mean, if he decides to take the win now approach, I think he will keep St. Louis, but keep in mind, 35 years old, and he already has come out publicly and said that he does not want to be a part of another rebuild, so it'll certainly be an interesting situation to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what happens there in Tampa Bay. Alright, next up we have the Phoenix Suns, who last night came back to tie the series up at 2-2 with another convincing victory. They got their offense rolling, scored 118 points, and their bench outscored the Laker bench 54-20. So, do you think the Lakers are kind of in a little funk, struggling, or do you think this is just a bump in the road, they'll cruise on to victory?
You know what? I honestly do not know what to think. I mean, the Lakers, everybody knows, when they're at their best, they can be probably unstoppable. I mean, no team can match the talent that they can set on the floor. But it looks like the Suns might have figured out a way to stop the Lakers. I mean, the 2-3 zone that they have implemented right now is really stifling the Lakers. I mean, each team really has their so-called three-point specialists. When you think of the Lakers, though,
you don't have one.
Exactly.
Or if you call Ron Artest that, which he takes open threes and misses them, but whatever.
He doesn't miss them. He shoots bricks, my man. It's wide left and right. I mean, he's hitting parts of the rim that they didn't even know existed. Yeah,
basically what happens is, I'm surprised here that the Lakers have not been able to figure this out. Phil Jackson is an incredible studier of film, and he really gets his players to really analyze and try to find out to break opposing teams' defenses. Yet, watching the game yesterday really doesn't seem like the Lakers have figured this out. They weren't getting as many open looks, I think, as in Game 3, but still, I think they went 9 for 29 or 9 for 30. They're about 30%.
Yeah. In other words, not good enough.
Not good enough threes. But the Suns really came alive with their threes. They didn't shoot a great percentage, but they hit 11 threes.
Yeah.
That was most than in the games past. And Channing Frye finally came out of his 1 for 17 or something even worse slump. He went 4 of 8. Ironically, all 8 of his shots were from 3.
Yeah.
He lives behind the arc. But really the story was bench play. Bench came huge for the Suns, and I think that was a deciding factor. Kobe had another huge game, 37 and 10 on 15 of 22 shooting, but it just wasn't enough today.
No. I guess you could say, I mean, looking at the stats from this past game, it really was a team effort by the Suns. I mean, when your highest scorer is Amari with only 21 points, you can it really shows that everybody really stepped up, whether it was Dudley or Fry or Dragic or Nash. I mean, it was just a complete team effort by the Suns.
And the Lakers just really didn't have any bench play. I guess they really lack it on the bench.
I mean, when your best bench player is Jordan Farmar, who, cannot hit a shot to save his life right now, you've got some issues.
Yeah.